When I first had my symptoms, it was during the end of, or the beginning of lockdown, I should say, and I thought I was experiencing COVID symptoms. Uh, Mostly, it was the hot flushes, which I thought was the temperature of COVID. And I kept making excuses for my build-up of anxiety to the fact that I was doing homeschooling. But it got to a point though where I really couldn't cope anymore, and there was no brushing it under the carpet. Um, and I was just in floods of tears all the time, unconsolable, and that sort of anxiety grew fear, and then I was afraid of that fear. It was just spiraled. Finally spoke with a GP who put me on antidepressants. Thought that was what I was going through. Didn't sort of take into consideration my age and some of the other side effects. Maybe hadn't had that particular menopause education through the medical procedure to become a GP, which is obviously one of the most really important things that needs to be addressed, because so many women are misdiagnosed. But as soon as I got to talk to more women and share my story, other women that were a little older and then maybe had been given the help of HRT recognized my symptoms. I was able to come off the antidepressants slowly, little by little. And then I got the HRT, which was the medicine that I'd been looking for. And it was like I had reversed, gone back in time to the penny that I was. And able to start a new career as well, which sadly so many women are having to give up their careers because of the stress and anxiety.
It's amazing, actually, to watch you just talking about it. You can see that relief sort of come over your face when you talk about finding what was going on and then the medication to help you with that. And have you found that in talking, you mentioned some of the other women you've spoken to, in talking to other women and now being able to communicate that message yourself, that there are many women out there who have been in the same situation that you found yourself in?
Absolutely. I think for so long it's been a taboo subject and embarrassing and almost joked about, just in general, trying to get through day by day, whether it's in the workplace or whether it's at home with your partner, trying to sort of really come to terms and understand those symptoms yourself, let alone trying to explain them to somebody else. So having that conversation, which is happening now, and incredible book here. It's not a joke, really emphasizes all of what I've said. There are anonymous stories from many, many women who have shared their experiences all in that book.
You mentioned there about starting a new job. This is your job as a special constable, isn't it? Do you think there's no way you would have been able to do that had you not been through what you've been through?
Yeah, I wouldn't have had the fundamental skill sets to apply myself to, firstly, protect life and property. I was trying to protect myself at the time, and I, you need to be strong when you're out there. I had 8 months of training and became a special out on foot patrol last April, and it's really a lifeline for me. I found. Something now I'm 51 that I'm so proud to be a part of the force and being able to make a difference every day. And I wouldn't be able to do that if I didn't have the hormone replacement that I've got.
Whenever we speak to women on this subject, they talk about allies, both female. I know you've mentioned men involved today as well. What was your husband like when you were going through all of this? What did he make of it? How did he help you, and how have you helped him to understand?
It crept up on me just as much as it did to them. It was a learning curve for everyone, but I had luckily the support of my husband, who was very understanding, and I'm quite good at wearing my heart on my sleeve and discussing all sorts of topics. And slowly but surely we discussed them with the boys, and from me being a crumpled mess of tears on the floor to having kind of the arms of support around me. And he's a great advocate for men to watch out for those symptoms and look on the internet. There's so many resources out there now, and books, and to get your loved one to the GP.
And something else you've done together is supporting a Ukrainian family by putting them up in a house. I mean, I'm intrigued by how that came together. Was that just a case of being moved by what you'd seen was happening?
Absolutely. To see families displaced by war or famine, it's always heart-wrenching, and you want to be able to sort of fly out and grab as many people as you can. And obviously, practically, that's not possible. But when the government brought along the initiative to take on a family or single person. He became part of that government system and rented a large property for a family. I've got 4 children, and then another family that's being looked after by family. We have them working at our house, so we want to be able to give them their independence and make them feel that they feel they belong, really, and they're learning to speak English and they're going into college. It's a very successful story, and it'd be lovely for people to sort of see that story, and maybe if they're able to support in a similar way. They were very, very happy to find out that it was Rod, and extremely grateful, like I'm sure all the families are with everyone that's been helping out in this crisis.
Thank you so much for spending a bit of time with us today. Wish you all the best with the campaign and really appreciate you speaking to us on 5 News. Thank you, Penny.
Thank you for having me.